Hello, hello. This is such a wonderful, special day, Alicia. We have
Hello, Lina.
around this planet Earth, we have Equinox. And the two of us, we have assembled because we find you are in the vernal equinox, and I'm right on the other side of this planet, and I'm in the spring equinox.
Yes.
So
So
it's a very special occasion to meet.
very special indeed. So we'll be talking about that, about the Northern Hemisphere equinox, which is you are going into springtime, yeah?
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk about the Southern Hemisphere equinox, which is autumn. Yeah, we're starting autumn here in the south.
Yeah. I like very much that hello, you are who are listening, who are participating, who is practitioner perhaps in the 5 elements thing. So we are going into the natural laws that
Yeah.
are governed outside of us, and they are as well within us. And this is called the 5 elements. We are both having our heart in the 5 elements and in the macrobiotics. That means a unifying of the Western and the Eastern perception of things, of food, of lifestyle, of about everything, nearly everything in life. And
Yeah.
I think the prevention is the main thing. And you might perhaps think prevention is something where I have to give up, where I have to sacrifice. But it's the contrary. I give a little word of a physician who has spoken to the Yellow Emperor 4,500 years ago. So this is very old content that we're giving to you. And the words were the following. In the old days, the sages treated people by preventing illness before it began. Just as a good emperor takes the necessary steps to avert war. Punkt. If someone digs a well only when thirsty, or forges weapons only after becoming engaged in a battle, one cannot help but ask, aren't these actions not a bit late?
Mm-hmm.
So this is
Yeah,
what I mean.
very wise.
Yeah.
Very wise indeed.
The prevention is something where we can lay hands on, where we have we can have ourselves in the hand, going into a self reliance. Who doesn't want this?
Yeah, and that is one of my main slogans, if you wish, your health in your hands. Yeah, we have a body. Sometimes I call this body, we have a car. I call this body a car. We have this physical body. How do we deal with it? And people are waking up to treating it well, because if we treat our car well, it can take us places. It can help us do what we were born to do. So yeah, we need to treat it well, know how to deal with it. To work on prevention is the wisest, actually. Yeah, to do things so that the car won't break down, won't need to go to the garage. Yeah.
I have to say, I really lately had to do a little bit with hospitalization, not myself, but to accompany somebody. And I can only tell you, there are so many ill bodies with a rich mind, people who have so much to say and so much to exchange. And then you see them at a not very old age, they they don't get their body anymore along. And this is to be prevented Nobody wants, we want to be in tune, right? We want to think as well as independently as we want to move our bodies. I think it has to do with each other also.
Yeah.
So this is my subject. If I start with a little bit of a spring idea, we are in winter now here in Germany. I'm talking from Bonn, and I'm having this winter time with a lot of sun already that shows that nature is coming slowly into movement. Nature is, you see a little bit some idea of a bud somehow. It glitters in the sun already in the trees. Or you see some crocuses, you see green leaves, you know, they're coming. So the winter time, everything under the snow, or saying under a stillness, under the leaves of autumn. And now you see how it comes around. It's taken a different movement, nature. Yeah. And this is like I do with my hand. It's going up. It's like germing, sprouting. Yeah. And this energy, this is like a curve. It is, it's a little bit sometimes a challenge to get out of this winter mood, physical mood, psychological mood, get into this, here we want to have a growing factor. We go and get into movement. We get ready to go. We get up and go. Yeah, this is really this spring energy, and it's worth to look at this because it's our the energy to attack a day. Yeah, for example, what is your part? Where, if we say the day has morning, afternoon, and evening, where is your part from where you are going now to where you are going now?
It would be the afternoon. Going sort of down into the depths of winter. We're starting going down. Yes, after all the excitement of the summer and going out. Summer is the height of this yin expansive energy. If you're not aware about yin yang, don't worry, but we may use those terms sometimes. But yes, it's out of that, the heat, the wearing less clothing, and going out, staying out late at night. So now we are coming after the late summer, after all the grains have been collected from the fields, the harvest. Now we are going, starting to go, energy is starting to reseed, go into the seed. And that's when the leaves, the trees start dropping leaves, because the energy is concentrated to saving the heart of the plant. They cannot put all the energy out and get all the flowers, and that's not all fruit. Those phases have gone past, and now it's time to concentrate or start concentrating.
Alicia, you are in Buenos Aires. Are you looking forward to the season that comes? On how do you put yourself into this mood to do it, and not to say, oh no, I have a second home in Portugal or in England, I'm going back to Europe, that's where I get the spring energy.
No, winter was very long in Europe. No, I don't want to go back. But then I am going into, today, autumn starts, and in some time winter will start. But then it's okay. That's the nature of things. And provided you wear something, because you start to feel the chill in the mornings, and late in the evening, the weather is getting chilled. So yes, you need to get a good jacket or coat and get out and breathe, because in autumn it's all about breathing. It's the season of the metal element. So it's all about lungs and large intestine. So
Yeah, you
breathing is
see
essential.
in the Eastern wisdom combined with the Western point of views, we go much more in a certain relation, so-called seasonal relation with our body and with the organs of our body. So when Alicia talks about the lungs and the intestines, which is not really evident in the first place, but she will explain, I go in this what gives us the energy to go up, yeah, to rise and to go towards the year and follow it. That's then the liver and the gallbladder. Yeah, so we have very different. There is a point as a it's all the organs are have to be functioning. Now it's a holistic perspective, but some organs they need a little bit an underlining. No, they need a little bit. They should work well, and as we know, this is complementary. I like very much to say that we are not coming from Japan or from China. We just are inspired by their way of thinking things in a little different way or in a complementary way to the scientific way of acting here in Europe or in the Western world. No? But both worlds come together, and that's what is so inspiring when you have a little bit the knowledge of the traditional Chinese medicine, of macrobiotics, the Japanese way, the 5 transformations. You get so much more understanding of the differences in different seasons, in different work style, in different conditions of your body. This is what where you can expect a little information.
And this was commonplace. This was common observation in old days. Our perhaps grandparents or living in more in contact with nature, because it was essential to survival. These days we are living in cities and our lives are a bit more of like a greenhouse effect in the sense that we are protected in houses with heating and cooling systems in summer, but in earlier days in tribes and earlier settlements, people knew, they felt it very close to their skins, that they had to understand the seasons and take precautions and stock up for winter, for instance. Otherwise, the chances of survival were diminished.
Yeah, that's right. And this has been all around the planet. We just have kind of forgotten. We have put it aside, you know, this knowledge that helps us to be more and more independent of outer sources. We are not completely independent, but we have to use our wisdom to know how we function well and to know what we need for this functioning. Before I talked about it's morning, in springtime, it's like the morning of the year. You know, you wake up and you feel fresh and you start your day and you're happy to start it, then everything is fine, you know. And when you're like Alicia, when you're in the afternoon, you look that your siesta is just the right amount of time. And then you go on and you're again happy to continue a bit of the day. And I think it's just very, very important to see the accent of the breathing. You talked about the breathing. And in the morning, you have a breathing in, and in the afternoon, saying it's a huge breath. In the afternoon, it's more starting to be a breathing out, autumn, winter. And this is, I like also very much that we kind of can identify with what is going on outside in nature, which is reflected in ourselves. And if we understand, we get again contact with nature, then we understand more how we ourselves function. It's a secret, but it's not, it doesn't need to be a secret.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's not a secret, but we need to look at it and understand the language of these natural laws that little by little they are getting a bit lost. So this is what we are doing to avoid them getting lost. All these messages are essential, yeah, to be able to live a happy life, so that we are doing using our creative powers for beautiful things instead of being in hospital or not. Yeah, sad moments.
Yeah. You don't have to be in hospital to feel not very well. We want to avoid to accept this feeling of I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling like this, I can't do this, I can't do that. I want to pay attention, put the light on parts of us that function really well, and have this is more your part when you go towards winter, afternoon and evening, that you see that how many things have been well done in the day, where you are happy that you could accomplish one or another thing, and like the summer, you say it's very open. We are invited in very many parties. We are going to excursions. We are going to vacations. But then we resemble ourselves and look, where's the essential? What wants to survive within me? And we go to the winter. And in spring, it's the same. You get yourself ready to live life fully, like the blossom that will grow and grow and grow. So this is the energy of having an initiative, to have a drive, the spring energy, to have a drive to be able to decide and do it. This is for me. And when I talk about spring, I would like to accentuate that this, what nature produces, is very well done for us to be in our dish. If we start to talk about a little bit about food, it's just the green color in nature that stimulates the liver in the best way already in the morning. And when people think of wild herbs, then I think of dandelion, for example, or how is it other one called, nettle?
Yeah.
Or I don't know if you know dog chickweed. This is also a green plant that is everywhere here in the woods, in between wood and meadows. It's a wild green, also with white flowers blossoming when it's blossoming plant. And it's really showing that germing and sprouting here is to be seen. We really see how spring is coming. We can look at it. The grass, we see it growing somehow. Yeah, and these kind of herbs, they are also to be used in our dishes in a moderate way. That's what I want to accentuate. And many people think I'm eating a lot of nettles now. It's very good for me, but it's very strong. And after all this winter food, it is too strong at once. So you mix this with other things. You go and prepare it with your salad, with your general salad. When you have a lentil salad or a cereal lentil salad, you put herbs like this in there, and this helps a lot to pull the energy up within you and have this blues of the spring. We call it blues, tiredness. You to say goodbye. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I know there is some spring, there is adequate to the spring, parallel to the spring. In autumn, there are also herbs or special things that you would add to.
Yes, yeah. The herbs here, or supplements that I would suggest, because they actually work on the lungs and to avoid colds and to reinforce or give a boost to the immune system. I like umeboshi plums a lot. They are traditionally used in Japan, these umeboshi plums. You can have one a day or more if you wish, or make them in tea, or and that alkalizes the blood, the whole system, and it's a good boost for the immune system. I had several kids who, when they saw the umeboshi plum jar, wow, my goodness, it was better than sweets. I had to hide it because it's expensive also. So because they would go one after the other mainly. Yeah, it's a very special taste, and it's a bit tart, salty and tarty, but great. Great if you can use that. And then lotus root, lotus seeds. Okay, are you going to write umeboshi for me,
I
Lina?
write the word umeboshi.
Umeboshi, that's great. Thank you. You're better at writing than me. And lotus, yes, I was saying you can find lotus in natural health shops or Chinese shops. And lotus has this shape, the root has this shape like alveoli from the lungs. Yeah, it's a beautiful shape. Or the seeds. If you boil the seeds, I usually mix them with chickpeas because, yeah, if you don't want to bother people explaining what that is, they will blend into with chickpeas nicely. Yeah. And eating these or keeping these foods at hand and using them more now in autumn time, you'll strengthen these organs. Yeah.
How do you buy, where do you find them? Where do you buy them? Because when I'm going into nature and I have all the bunch of green stuff that I bring home and I eat, I can prepare them and eat them.
Yes. Natural health shops or Chinese shops, they're dry, both the lotus root and the lotus seed. You may get them fresh, but the quickest, fastest way here, at least, is dry. So you will have to allow them some time or soak them to allow them some, yeah, going sort of alive again, and then boil them and use them.
They get alive by soaking?
That's right. It's a bit like the seaweed, yeah. For commercial purposes, you buy them in a dry in a bag, but before using, you need to soak them. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yes, I would say those and good old propolis, echinacea. Echinacea, perhaps you will find that echinacea flowers. You can find them in gardens. But yeah, you have the drops, you have the tea. So these are good. Manuka honey for the even for those who also appreciate having a little bit of honey. Yeah, all these are very good foods and supplements to keep at hand. Yeah.
So you talked about chickpeas. Then there is always the question, what is our main, where we get our hunger, something for the hunger and for yeah, how we get a meal together. I have a salad. I talked about salads, but then I also would say there are cereals that, especially in spring and especially in
Yeah.
autumn, helping the system to get ready for the seasonal shape, right? And so I
Yeah.
would say in springtime, I think of how is it called? Gerste. This is a German word, which is the cereal for the springtime. L'orge,
Barley.
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 Voila, barley. Barley. So this is something, and there is a winter wheat, which I could also think of, that helps a lot. The barley is getting this old tiredness of winter out of the body. This helps really a lot. And what we always have is the rice, a grain, a natural grain, yeah, not the white rice, but the natural one, how it grows. And this is always helping because it's well balanced between letting go and nourishing. So we always have to kind of think of, yeah, a little detox, a little leaving the old stuff behind to be able to take on and to nourish one's system. So the rice there is very, very perfect. Even though it doesn't grow in Germany, it doesn't perhaps grow in Argentina, but it grows in Italy, it grows in France, it grows in Spain, naturally it grows in the Asiatic countries. But rice, and rice is really some main regulation of our organs. It helps really a lot.
And it is the grain for autumn, because it is the grain for the lungs and the large intestine.
Yeah. It's also good for the liver, because the liver has to detoxify, and the liver and the gallbladder, and when you have the rice, it underlines also the work, some work of the liver. So
yeah,
I think
well, the rice is in the middle term, from yin yang, it's in the middle, so it's good for all conditions. But specifically for lungs, it's great. And lungs being the respiratory breathing organ, but we can't forget that the skin is also, and it is related to the lungs. So the health of our skin will depend on the health of our lungs and large intestine. And in autumn, sometimes there may be some what's the word? We're speaking English, which is not our mother tongues, aren't we, Lina? So there may be some eczema, some skin problems. So it's good to have more brown rice in autumn, mainly the round one, not the basmati type, not the long one. That is more for party time, but for daily consumption, the brown rice,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
very
good
nice.
Scrubs, good skin scrubs, and then using oils like sesame oil, which is rich in polyphenols and vitamin E, so that's great for your skin. You can use the one that you use in the kitchen, you can use it on your skin also. I used it on my belly when I was pregnant, and it was growing to avoid having the stretch marks, and I didn't get any.
Oh, great.
It's very useful.
Then there is the point of the way we prepare, to prepare the food. And so we have the natural ingredients bought in hopefully an organic quality, or in a wild, in an area where it's left over. It's like a little wild. There we can harvest the things, and then in our own garden. It gets more and more important again to have own gardens, or the garden of a friend. I want to say then the preparation is so important. That's when we want to get a little bit looser, a little bit, let's get up and let's wake up. I have to have a different way of preparing than if I want to get out of this summer exaltation into a more inner competence. Then I will look for some other way of cooking. So my perspective is I can use a little bit of compressing pressure cooker. So that's the word. The pressure cooker, for example, for the cereal, or for the chickpeas, or for other beans. And on the other side, also, I do the miso soup with a lot of greens. That's somehow the main ingredients gets a little, as you said, a seaweed, and it gets some out of the wild leaf area, or for example also the leaves of the red beet, or the leaf of the carrot, also leaves of different vegetables that can be eaten. Please put them in little quantities into your soup or into your dish. Yeah.
And soup, now that you're talking about miso soup, that is great also in autumn, Lina, because this season tends to dryness.
Mm-hmm.
So being hydrated and using good liquid soup, miso soup is a great one with the miso element, yeah, which is fermented. So that is also great for the large intestine and the microbiome, which is a word which has become so fashionable lately. So yes, miso soup is a good way of keeping hydrated, and the herbal teas for the season with the herbs of the season, like licorice. Um, that is great also for helping the respiratory system. Um, Let me see any other, well, echinacea, yeah, I mentioned before. So yeah, we have to go into these seasonal herbs and use them. Yeah.
I have lately realized that people are very astonished to have in the morning already a little warm quality food, and even perhaps a vegetable in the morning. No? Because I'm a fan. It's just so well a good
Received.
starter
Yeah.
for the stomach and for every microbiome wherever. We all have it, even in the mouth. We have a microbiome on the skin everywhere. It's a good
Yeah.
word to know, and to perhaps try, and if it's every Sunday, to have a little feast, and have a little miso soup with very, very small quantity of vegetables. I only take 3. There might be an onion, there might be a carrot, there might be a celery. I don't know, celery.
Celery.
Yeah, and for example, and then I put some green leaves, as I said, on top, and put as a spice. There will be this fermented miso. No, a miso either of rice, made with rice and soybeans, or with barley and soybeans. And this in the morning, if you don't want to make the work with the vegetables, you just put this into a boiling water, your miso. But have it in the morning right away is so much of can I say, of the work of the liver. The liver is the life force. Liver stands for life force. If you want to be with your life force and work together yourself into the day and what you want to do, this miso brew or this miso soup gives you a real good starter. So I can only tell you this is one step. If I wouldn't suggest any other, I would start to kind of get befriended with the miso in the morning.
Yeah. So, and now you mentioned something there, seasoning, or well, because in this season in autumn, the metal seasoning for this season, my goodness, is pungent, like ginger, mustard, cinnamon, garlic, horseradish. So these are good seasonings because, yeah, the lungs and large intestine like this. But you have to be careful when you like it too much, yeah. And rather, instead of using pepper, I'd rather choose ginger, which is a bit less abrasive or aggressive to to the lining of the large intestine.
Yeah, very
And
good.
And in my case, coming out of the summer, it's good to remind people to avoid cooling foods because we need to start warming up. So avoiding salads, ice creams, cold beverages, and raw foods, which are all cooling. That is great for the summer. But if we keep doing that in cold seasons, in autumn and in winter, that goes against nature laws, and something will happen. I mean, I don't want to sound dramatic, but you won't be able to sustain good health if you go against the season.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to really watch again, to be flexible enough. You have an organism to be flexible enough to welcome autumn, for example. Everybody wants to welcome spring, you know. Most of us are not ready. They're tired or they are overexcited, which both is kind of an extreme. But to get ready for autumn and winter, this is even, I think, a big challenge, a little bit more. And that's why it's so good to get outside. You have mentioned it, Alicia, and to get, to confront yourself with the change, because life is change. And we see it in every day, morning to evening. We see it no, it's not the calendar who tells us. We have to put ourselves out there and adapt, and more, because weather changes are kind of surprising these days. So let's be what we can do for ourselves, cooking wise, lifestyle wise. Let's be a little bit more responsible, to be ready for all these changes, these constant changes, to go with them and not have to go against them, or being on the break somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we are 2 minutes away from our planned.
Oh, great.
Yeah. But I guess we've given some lights, some ideas, some tips. Some perhaps are well known, others may not be that well known. But both of us, we've been using this knowledge and these tips for long to know that it works, or they work.
Yeah. And we worked with our customers, and they come again, they are excited to want to know more. For example, one of my specialties is a detox and glow time, which you can organize online with me. You can just have it at your own home. You get the recipes, you get a little bit of content, so you're be able to welcome the things that are new for you, and you can leave old things in your organs behind, and be accompanied to a kind of a fresher life. And a detox is in autumn and in springtime. It's a real very, very good thing to start anew, to leave the old behind. And yes, please know that this can be done online, and it is quite an advantage to change one's own kitchen a little bit, to do a little bit a new tapete on the wall. I don't know.
Yeah. And in my case, online, because now I'm in South America, but still I keep track of my patients, because sometimes they come to me after doing everything that they can do with doctors and GPs and whatnot. But then they realize that they need some accompaniment, and that the possibility of leading a healthy life with little supplementation, chemical ore, is possible. But sometimes we don't know who to ask. So yes, this is what we are good at giving, passing on our long life knowledge in this area. in a doable way, practical way for each case, because then each of us is different. So we may need different little tweaks, but the essence, we can't forget the essence, and that we both have it. Yeah.
We are all unique, even our customers, patients, as you call them, they are unique. And there are still lot of things that are valuable for everybody. So it works in small groups, it works individually, because it's very much counting on the curiosity of yourself to getting to know yourself better, your functioning. And then you can help yourself better. You know what to do. I like to, for the ending of my part, I like to say there is this sentence, 1 grain, 10,000 grains. So if you start with 1 point saying, I put a little bit an accent in the morning and have a miso brew, yeah, then you have already planted a seed, and it will grow, and it will make fertile plants. So you're welcome to start.
And I would like to finish my autumn season musings with haiku by Buson, this Japanese poet. It's very short, yeah. Haiku, it's very short. It's more than last year, I now feel solitude, this autumn twilight. And then, yes, sadness is one of the things that autumn may bring. So we need to, because there is less light, and we are preparing to hibernation of winter. So we need to know that that is also normal in a way, and embrace it. And but letting go of what doesn't serve is, like the trees. Yeah, follow nature. Mother Nature knows. Thank you, Lina, for this. Lovely
Alicia.
to see you.
Thank
And this
you so
will be
much.
helpful, hopefully, to everybody. Yeah. See you.
See you next time.
See you next